A slain South Carolina teen reveals son adorned his queen bee cheerleader girlfriend charged with orchestrating his murder. Uh-oh. Family and friends of slain South Carolina 16-year-old Trey Wright blame his queen bee cheerleader girlfriend for orchestrating a fight that led to his shooting death. Oh shit. According to a report, Ashley Lindsay revealed her son, Trey, had only been dating Gianna Kistenmatcher. 17. Kistenmatcher? Okay. 17 for a few weeks, but was head over heels for this girl who allegedly set him up to die in a June 24th ambush. Uh-oh. Oh, it's this one. Okay. Yeah, okay, it's this one. Yeah. He told me just to it's the 9 people involved. Right, it's the 9 right, the 9 kids involved. Or the 9 teens involved. He told me just 2 days before he was killed that being with Gianna felt like a dream come true. Lindsay told the Daily Mail, describing the girl as a queen bee. He really liked her, but he might have been clueless to whatever else was going on, the mother said. The mother further revealed that she knew Wright was headed to meet with rapper and... Wait, what? Raper and... meet with Raper? Ooh. And Kistenmatcher, and said he believed he was going to have a bare-knuckle fight. Friends of Wright said Kistenmatcher, the daughter of Horry County Police... Horry County police officer started an argument with her boyfriend hours before the shooting, accusing him of cheating on her while she hung out with Devin Rapper. "19. Sorry, Devin. His name is Devin Raper. I'm sorry. His name is Devin Raper. Oh, gee. 19, who is alleged shooter. And he's the alleged shooter. Jesus Christ. Oh, man, that's rough. He has a tough life ahead of him. During a FaceTime call argument, Raper pointed a gun at Kistenmatcher's phone and a gesture directed at Wright, according to witnesses. Despite the seemingly overt threat, both Kistenmatcher and Wright were under the impression the two boys would meet up and have a fistfight. A friend of Wright's told the Daily Mail, so he basically a gun to a fistfight. I believe she just wanted them to fight, not for it to end this way. Wright's friend Ethan Kirby, 18, told the outlet it was all childish act that turned real. Yeah, you got one of your friends killed. Raper was in one of the 2 cars packed with teens that drove 1 hour from the Myrtle Beach area to rural Johnsonville, South Carolina, for the standoff with Wright. Kistenmatcher was the driver of the vehicle that didn't transport Raper. I'm trying not to fucking say that. The report stated, citing sources familiar with the investigation. Once the 2 romantic rivals met face to face, Raper allegedly shot Wright several times. Wright was left by the entire group, including his beloved girlfriend, to bleed out on the street. Wait, so you guys didn't even... Wait, all of them ran away from the scene? Oh, that's suspicious. The interaction was recorded by one of the 10 teens who were taken into custody in relation to the homicide. The grieving mother was apoplectic over the fact that a dispute amongst teens over a girl ended with a fatal shooting. Basically, outraged, basically. Oh. Synonym. Oh, this is an old word, isn't it? Yeah, it's an old word, but basically outraged, furious. Despite amongst the teens over a girl ended with a fatal shooting. How do you go from shit talking to killing somebody? When I was growing up, if kids had a problem, they'd meet on a dirt road, fight with their hands, and go home, Lindsay told the outlet. You didn't pick up a gun. None of this makes sense. Kirby said he believed peer pressure led up to the horrific act. Devin was talking tough from the beach, the teen told the outlet, but when they drove an hour to fight, Devin realized Trey wasn't backing down. Another anonymous peer said Kiston Macher was known to hang around beach people and the truck scene down at Myrtle Beach, and the outlet reported. A total of 10 teens have been charged in the connection to the killing. Raper faces charges of murder, possession of weapon during a violent crime, and was held without bond. Kiston Macher is charged with accessory before the fact of a felony and was released into the custody of her family last week, ABC reported. Oh, so she's back home. But she has to come to trial. There you have it. Baby girl delivered by emergency C-section after 17-year-old mother shot in head during road rage incident in LA. A baby girl was born by emergency C-section in Louisiana after her teen mother was critically shot during a suspected road rage incident in Louisiana. Notice that? Louisiana is one of those, it kind of has a high crime. It's one of those high crime states. And is unlikely to ever meet her newborn daughter. The girl was born Sunday at a hospital in Hammond, just north of New Orleans, about half an hour after 17-year-old Caitlin Strait was shot in the head by the driver of a silver pickup truck. Strait was placed on life support after the attack so her baby could be saved. And the girl was delivered 2 months early at 3 pounds, 11 ounces, but is in perfect health. Oh. There you have it. Caitlin Strait, 17. Expected to be taken off life support. Oof, that's rough. But doctors determined Strait is unlikely to recover. I mean, yeah, she took a fucking bullet to the head. And her family is expected to take her off life support Tuesday. Her mother is devastated. Anybody would. Family friend Kate Karen told the Note she just lost her baby and now she's a grandmother, you know, basically. The shooting happened Sunday morning as Strait and her boyfriend were headed to his mom's house when they encountered a silver Dodge pickup driving in the same direction on North Hoover Road. Something happened. Sassine said. Well, police explained that the two cars began tailgating and brake checking one another. The driver of the pickup, 54-year-old Barry West, then allegedly fired a gun and struck Strait, who was in the passenger seat, with the bullet becoming lodged into her skull. Strait was rushed to the hospital and the emergency C-section was performed. West was later arrested and told police he thought the other car had shot at him first, but police found no evidence to support that. A gun wasn't even found in Strait's car. No, he has been charged with attempt second-degree murder. These kids were just driving on their way to the interstate and drove past the wrong guy. Yeah, basically. Kensina told the outlet. Friends recalled Strait as a delightful person who was ecstatic to become a mother and was deeply devoted to her family. They had a dynamic where you could tell there was genuine love there, Cassini said. The world's not going to be the same kind of place without her. There you have it. So some unhinged, right, some dude who was basically unhinged or, yeah, 54, you know, for whatever reason decided to pull out his gun and shoot. Upstate New York dog boarders charged with animal torture after 21 dogs die in their care. Ooh. Two owners of an upstate New York dog boarding facility have been charged with animal torture after 21 dogs died in their care, according to authorities. Just like that fucking 360, right, that other report we saw. Robert Palulis, 48, and Anastasia Palulis, 38, were arrested at their business, Anastasia's Acres Dog Boarding in Argyll, on Sunday after cops were called to check on a report of deceased dogs at the facility. Washington County Sheriff Jeffrey Murphy announced in the press release Tuesday. Cops discovered 21 dogs deceased, dead, and one pooch that needed to be taken to an emergency animal clinic, Care Murphy said. So this is them. Investigators learned the couple had allegedly provided inadequate water and ventilation for the animals. Hannah Elmore, 12, was thrilled to return home from a family trip to reunite with her family dog, Piglet. But her family was told the pup had died at the boarding facility, according to CBS 6. My dad told us that Piglet had possessed, and I just broke down immediately. Elmore told the outlet. She would always be there for everyone, always cuddling up with me on the couch, she said, a 3-year-old Piglet. We missed that little jingle up and down the hall. So I guess they had like a bell or something. Leah Brown was also vacationing in New Hampshire when she learned her beloved pooch, Rex, had passed away, the outlet reported. Investigators informed the dog owner that the facility had an issue with the ventilation system, causing the dogs to suffocate. What? The couple has been charged with 22 counts of overdriving, torturing, and injuring animals, as well as failure to provide proper sustenance, according to records indicate. Both Robert and Anastasia Palulis were released with appearance tickets in order to show up to court at a later date, the sheriff's office said. Social media sites of the dog boarding facility appeared to be taken down as of Holy shit. Man, they're just gonna let them walk free? Well, in a free, but they have court date. But holy fuck, man, they were fucking over people's pets and shit. Like, and they were supposed to be caretakers of animals. They weren't doing their job. 2 dead. 4 shot in 7-hour broad daylight stretch of violence in the Bronx, cops. 4 men were shot, 2 of them fatally, during a violent 7-hour broad daylight stretch in the Bronx Tuesday, cops said. The mayhem began around 8:10 a.m. when a 32-year-old man was shot in the back outside an apartment building on Anthony Avenue near Mount Hope Place, cops said. He was taken to St. Barnaby's Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries, authorities said. The motive for the deadly shooting is unclear. Surveillance footage released by the NYPD officers, NYPD hours later, captures the still-at-large suspect, pacing around in the lobby with the hood pulled up over his head before vanishing from view. He is described as about 50 years old with a dark complexion and medium build, and was last seen wearing a black hoodie, black pants, and blue sneakers. The violence continued around 1:10 p.m. outside a public housing building on Cross Avenue near Seward Avenue, part of NYCHA's Sac-Warren development. 34-year-old man was shot once in the chest, rushed to the Jacobi Medical Center, where he too was pronounced dead, cops said. Christ. 2 male suspects fled on foot heading north on Creos Avenue. One was last seen wearing a black or gray hoodie, black pants, and black Jordan sneakers, police said. Is this gang related? It seems like this dude was just hunting people down. The second wore a gray hoodie, black pants, and a gray-red backpack with a shark mouth graphic in the bottom. The motive for the violence is unclear, but sources describe the victim as a gang member with almost 40 arrests on his record. That's what I thought. Especially when they're just going in and out like that. Then around 2:35 p.m., 31-year-old man was shot in the ankle at East Tremont and Bryant Avenues in the West Farms neighborhood, police. He was taken to St. Barnaby's Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. 2 male perpetrators fled the scene after bullets flew, one wearing all black, top sources said. About an hour later, around 3:30 p.m., a 26-year-old man was blasted multiple times in the leg on Adams Place near East 182nd Street in Belmont, authorities said. He was taken to St. Barnaby's Hospital, where he was also listed in stable condition. Yeah, man, these guys are just going on a rampage. The suspect, last seen wearing a green hoodie and gray sweatpants, fled the scene, sources said. The motives for the later pair of shootings also remain under investigation. The flurry of gunfire follows a violent weekend in the northernmost borough, notably including the wild Saturday shooting battle that left a 17-year-old girl, an innocent bystander, in critical condition, killed a 32-year-old man, and injured 3 others inside Heffen Park, according to authorities. 2 young men and 2 teen boys, 16 and 17, all face murder charges in the case. However, the latest NYPD statistics reveal a decline in both murders and shootings so far this year in the Bronx. As of Sunday, 67 murders have been reported in the Bronx, about a 15% decline from the 79 tallied during the same period in 2024. And during the same period, 178 shootings with 215 victims were reported in the borough, down the 2020 incident with 281 victims last year, statistics show. Also, just to say, it's only we still got like four more months. Like, just because crime has gone down just a little bit, I mean, there's still crime, right? Still not good. Right, still people getting shot up and killed over the stupidest shit. Right, it's not good. Syrian migrant smirks after arrest for brutal attack on American model John Rudet. So they finally caught the guy. After he filed his report, right? Syrian migrant smirked after he was arrested for the brutal attack on American model John Rudet on a tram in Germany on Tuesday, wearing a gray Adidas hooded sweatshirt, white Nike sneakers, and black sweatpants with Hood Rich written on the front. The 21-year-old, identified only as Majd A, stared defiantly as photographers as he was taken before a judge in handcuffs in the eastern German city of Dresden. Dresden. Majd was originally arrested at a migrant shelter on Sunday following the violent attack, but was released less than 12 hours later as German police said they didn't have enough evidence to tie him to the crime. Oh yeah, fuck. Slashed his nose. Slashed his chin a bit there. Sorry, that was kind of graphic. My bad. But newly released video footage from the tram showed Majd punching Rabat Rubat in the face while armed with a weapon before his accomplice slashed the U.S. tourist with a knife. Juror outlet Bild reported. Yeah, that's over excessive, right? Well, I don't know how use of force is in fucking place, but that's excessive use of force. Maj has previous charges for grievous bodily harm, robbery, and illegal entry, Bild reported. Rubat, a paramedic and part-time model from Colony, New York, was attacked after he intervened, stopped Maj and his accomplice, who were allegedly violently assaulting 2 women on the tram. Then the 2 guys came in and started making fun of her. He didn't respond, but seemed to know the 2 men, Rubat told the outlet. But I immediately saw that one of them was on drugs. He had this completely insane look on his face. But this guy didn't want to fight. He wanted to kill me, Rubat said, one of his attackers. Maj fled the scene of the attack on a rented scooter, but was arrested shortly after by police just half a mile away, Bild reported. His accomplice, who slashed Rubat with a blade, is still at large. Ah. Uh-oh, that's bad. The Trump admin has responded to the attack on the American citizen by calling on the German government to take stronger action. Chancellor Merz needs to understand that people are fed up with weak, woke reactions. President Trump's special and for special missions, Richard Grenell wrote on X. Fuck. This fucking statement. Good. He pulled the fucking do I have?
But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill.
He went like that shit on him. Anyways, U.S. Coast Guard makes largest ever drug haul of more than 70,000 pounds of cocaine and marijuana. Marijuana. The U.S. Coast Guard made its largest ever offload of more than 70,000 pounds of cocaine and marijuana, seized along the Florida coast over just 2 months. The military branch announced on Monday. Guardsmen dropped a whopping 61,740 pounds on cocaine and 14,400 pounds of marijuana on Port Everglades, Florida on Monday, officials said. Holy moly, that is a lot of drugs. that is all. That holy shnikes. Damn. That a god. Anyways. The bulk of the 76,140 pounds of illegal drugs was collected between June 26th and August 18th through 19th. Different missions on international waters, primarily surrounding Ecuador, Venezuela, and Mexico, according to a new news release. The sting, dubbed Operation Pacific Viper, clinched its largest seizure on waters near Socorro Island, Mexico, where the troops seized 9,160 pounds of cocaine. God damn, that booger sugar. Hello. That powder. Hello, powder. A lot of powder. Roughly 12%. That's a lot of powder. Record-breaking haul collected by that. Dude, that's enough to kill someone. On top of that, go Tony Montana on that shit. Fucking face first into. Anyways, on top of that, Guardsmen also intercepted 11 go-fast vessels transporting the illicit drugs and detained 34 alleged drugs traffickers, officials said. Officials estimated that the heaping stash is worth around $473 million and enough to resupply 23 million potential lethal doses to buyers in the U.S. Rear Admiral Admin Chami, commander of the branch's Southeast District, said that it would be enough to fatally overdose the entire population of the state of Florida, according to the release. Florida, the third most populated state in the U.S., has approximately 23.7 million residents, according to the 2024 census. This represents a significant victory in the fight against transnational criminal organizations, highlighting an unwavering commitment to safeguarding the nation from illicit trafficking that is devastating impacts. Shamey said. The previous record for the branch's largest offload was 61,130 pounds of drugs, primarily cocaine, worth of a staggering 1.4 billion. God damn, that's a... in July, the Coast Guard intercepted roughly 5,000 pounds of cocaine and marijuana, worth roughly 20 million as part of a massive Caribbean bust, not including in the historic haul. Coast Guard isn't the only agency shattering records. In early August, South Dakota Highway Patrol snatched 207 pounds of crystal meth from an illegal migrant passing through the state, making way for the largest single seizure in its history. Yeah. And people are just making tons and tons of drugs. What do you got? Horrific moment before bullfighter is gored to death during his first performance. Oh, that's it. Yeah, that. Gruesome video shows a young bullfighter being gored to death at his first performance, with a shocked audience member also later dying. Wait, what? Are you saying he died by shock? He had a heart attack. So you had one bullfighter get gored to death, and then you had another one die of shock. You see what happens? I told you dying of shock sucks penis, dude. Manuela Maria Trinidad, 22, was seen making his debut Friday in front of almost 7,000 people in the Campo Pequeno, a bull ring in Portugal's capital, Lisbon. Lesbian? Yeah. And ceremoniously, staring down a 1,500-pound bull. Trinidad started running toward the animal just to hesitate as it charged back at him. Yeah, he hesitated. That's what fucking killed him. As the new performer tried to grab its horns to slow it, the bull instead hoisted him up by its horns and carried him all the way to the other side of the ring. Several other bullfighters ran out, but failed to slow the charge as the bull continued attacking helplessly. Helpless bullfight. Yeah, dude, the bull was just picking up speed. Who remained sprawled on the ground. They eventually got it to move by pulling on its tail and shining lights in its eyes. Paramedics rushed to treat Trinidad, but he suffered traumatic head injuries and was declared brain dead when he arrived at the hospital. He also suffered cardiorespiratory arrest and died on Saturday. Oh, okay, that's what he died. So he basically beaten up to death, and then he finally basically had a heart attack in his. Portuguese outlet Correio da Manha reported a 73-year-old orthopedic surgeon who was in the audience also fell ill soon after. Oh no, so okay, never mind. Yeah, apparently this guy fucking a 73-year-old fucking surgeon fucking died too, apparently. Toro e Oro reported Vasco Moraes Batista's death appear to be from aortic aneurysm, the outlet said, without saying if the horror of watching the fatal performance played a role. Trinidad's mother, Elzira, later wrote an open letter. Oh, so he had a fucking aneurysm. Jeez, that's rough. Open letter slamming trolls who had celebrated her son's death, which they blamed on him taking part in a cruel and medieval sport. I mean, yeah, people risk their lives to do this kind of sport. I mean, it's the same with bull riding too, right? That's a super right? I mean, there's so many people who do like super dangerous sports, like extreme, right? They call them extreme sports, but for a reason, right? Because you put your life at fucking risk. Right, one false, right, you fuck up at the wrong time, you're fucking gone, dude. Right? So yeah, it's high risk, high reward, in a sense. You addressed the letter to members of the Portuguese animal rights political party, People, Animals, Nature, PAN. So they're like the PETA over there. And its supporters. I want to thank you for all your applause, laughter, and rejoicing over my son's death. Oh, wow. Do you know him well enough to be happy about his death? Well, I mean, she's a very angry, all I can say. Do you know if he liked animals? He wrote in the letter, as shared by O Digital. My son belonged to a group of brothers who wear a jacket with honor and bravery. These groups never harmed a bull. They handled it skillfully. Elzira Trinidad wrote, Portuguese bullfighting, unlike its infamous Spanish variation, is a bloodless sport where the object is not to kill the animal. The aim of a forcado, like Trinidad, is to grab the charging bull by the horns and stop it or tire it out. Usually the bull's horns are covered in leather padding to prevent serious injury to the competitors, although it isn't clear if that was the case in Friday's tragedy. Despite being less cruel than Spanish bullfighting, there have still been calls from animal rights groups and left-wing parties in Portugal to ban the sport. I mean, you have UFC, you have fucking, right, of this. I mean, you have fucking NASCAR racing, you have rally race. Right, you have so many of the so many of these extreme sports. People might die instantly. That's just how it goes. Video: Kilmar Abrego Garcia being detained by ICE goes viral because of what he utters during arrest. Footage of Kilmar Abrego Garcia being arrested by ICE has gone viral after the alleged MS-13 gangbanger slammed the corrupt government as he was being hauled away and... Brother, you're not even a citizen. What do you mean? You're the one who came over here, tried to reap the benefits of the United States, but instead you caused crime and now you're getting fucked in the ass. Goodbye, loser. The 30-year-old El Salvador native is facing the possibility of being deported to Uganda after he was detained by immigration officials in Baltimore on Monday. You should go to Uganda, fucking piece of shit. The Department of Homeland Security shared a video of him shuffling through the ICE field office in the moments after he was detained. He doesn't belong here. He won't be staying here. America is a safer nation without this MS-13 gangbanger in it. Good riddance, DHS wrote alongside the footage. The clip quickly exploded online after Abrego Garcia, who was released from Tennessee jail last week as he awaits trial on human smuggling charges, uttered, "It's a corrupt government," as an ICE agent led him away. Kilmar is nothing but a petulant child, one person reacted on X, pretty much. Others were quick to point out the absolute irony of him slamming the Trump admin. So corrupt, he still wants to stay here. I know, right? One X user wrote, He has the gall to he has the gall to mutter corrupt government. Girls don't get to call anyone else corrupt. Another raged. Abrego Garcia's arrest comes after the Trump admin mistakenly shipped him off to his native El Salvador. Back in June. What kind of wording is that? He was subsequently brought back to face criminal charges of transporting migrants living in the U.S. illegally, tied to a 2022 traffic stop during which a construction worker was pulled over on a Tennessee highway with 8 passengers in the car, but no luggage. Abrego Garcia, who has insisted he's not a gangbanger, has pleaded not guilty to the charges and was released on bond last Friday. His lawyers have claimed U.S. officials offered to send him to Costa Rica in exchange for a guilty plea or risk being deported to Uganda. They're holding Costa Rica as a carrot and using Uganda as a stick, his lawyer Simon Sandoval Moschenberg said. Well, I mean, you get to choose. They're weaponizing the immigration system in a way that's completely unconstitutional. Brother, what the fuck are you talking about? He didn't want to go back to his country, right? His own country doesn't want him back. So, well, he's going to the next best choice. The feds detained him again at the ICE office in Baltimore after reporting for a scheduled interview on Monday. He has since been sent to a detention facility in Virginia. Today, ICE law enforcement arrested Kilmar Abrego Garcia and are processing him for deportation, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said. President Trump is not going to allow this illegal alien, who is an MS-13 gang member, human trafficker, serial domestic abuser, and child predator, to terrorize American citizens any longer. His lawyer quickly filed a lawsuit seeking an order for him not to be deported anywhere unless he has had the chance to contest being sent there. During a court hearing on Monday afternoon, U.S. District Judge Paula Zenas... Why would you do this? You cannot... I don't know why the state... I don't know what governing body is trying to keep him here. Well, that's fucking annoying, right? Just send him off. He's so fucking annoying. He's wasting money. U.S. District Judge Paula Zenas said he planned to hold additional court proceedings on the admin's plan to deport him to Uganda. The judge barred the Gov from removing him until such a hearing could be held. If deported, Sandoval Moschenberg has urged they need assurance that Abrego Garcia won't be sent back to El Salvador amid fears of persecution. What do you mean? He was fine in El Salvador. He was living the best time of his life. And now you guys fucked him even worse. Now he's going to somewhere he doesn't want to go. We don't know if Uganda will even let him walk around freely in Kampala, or whether he'll be inside of a Ugandan jail cell. Well, he'll be in a jail cell, you fucking idiot. Sandoval Moschenberg said. The lawyer said Abrego Garcia had notified the U.S. government he would be willing to accept deportation to Costa Rica, since the country had said it would provide him with refugee status. He didn't say whether he'd agreed to plead guilty to the criminal charges he's facing. Oh yeah. So basically they're saying, hey, don't send me to Uganda. Please send me to Costa Rica instead. Creep with grisly mugshot charged with several counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. Christ. Oh, he got fucked up. What the fuck? A man with a mugshot straight out of a horror movie has been charged in South Carolina with owning and distributing sexually explicit, so CSAM, basically, photos of a child, according to reports and authorities. Marvin Humbert 70, was arrested Thursday after investigators searched his Maybank Highway home on a cyber tip and discovered several files of child sex abuse material on his phone and laptop, the Charleston County Sheriff's Office said. Dude looked like he got fucked up. Dude, he looked like someone took a fucking like a bat and like, whop. Tip given, sheriff's, according to ABC4, the tip given to investigators was over a sexually explicit image uploaded to a server of a female child between the ages of 8 and 10. Was Live 5 News reported. The files uncovered in the home contained images of a child engaging in sexual activity on a sexual explicit nude state, outlet said, so see Sam. Humbert, whose face is disfigured, appeared highly disheveled and was drooling in his mugshot as he was booked into Al Cannon Detention Center. Did someone fuck him up? Like, what happened? It's unclear what medical conditions or injuries may have caused Humbert's distorted... Oh, they found him like that. Oh. Appearance. The alleged perv has been charged with 1 count of sexual exploitation of a minor in the 2nd degree and 4 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor in the 3rd degree, court records indicate. Homeland Security investigators in the Charleston, North Charleston, and Mount Pleasant police departments assisted with the investigation. A representative of the Charleston Police Department did not immediately respond to a request for comment. There it is. And then we have Trump's National Guard patrols are a big winner, but not remotely a cure at all. Donald Trump's alleged fascist crackdown is finally here. Federal troops are on the streets of major U.S. cities with almost certainty more on the way. First, they came for Los Angeles, then for Washington, D.C., and then next, if reports are to be believed, Chicago. There's no doubt that Trump loves the optics and sense of strength that comes with deploying the National Guard to the U.S. cities. While many of his political enemies love the thrill of decrying the arrival of the dystopia they've always warned him about. The Guard troops obviously aren't troops equivalent of Mussolini's squadristi or Hitler's brown shirts, brawlers, and enforcers. Are you talking about the Secret Service? Right? Hitler's SS, right? Secret police. Enforcers are operating outside the law to crush a political party's opponents. They are a well-trained, entirely lawful military force that isn't engaging in street fights or arresting dissidents. The Guard's role has mostly been to stand in front of federal buildings and other public landmarks, basically to what do they call it? The bouncer? They're bouncers. They go around the areas to make sure no one's causing crime. In Washington, D.C., they walk along metro platforms and generally make themselves visible. They are often seen drinking coffee and taking photos with tourists. I mean, they're acting like what they do in, the British Guard. Was it the British Guard that stand by the gate, right? The British Palace or whatever. By the right, and you have that horse, the guy on the horse. I mean, they're actively like being like those guys, somewhat. I mean, they're more active than those guys. Yeah. Anyways, nothing's where was I? Right here. In short, they've been a benign presence, although still a political flashpoint. For Trump, the Guard deployments are an emblem of the restoration of public order. Yes, basically. Nothing says the lawman is back in town, quite like Humvees parked in front of Union Station and camouflaged federal troops blocking the street. That the troops are overkill makes them even more potent as a symbol. Trump really means it. That they generate a reaction from his opponents is even better. Oh yeah, it is. It's great. They're fucking crying about it. It's fucking great. Since it prompts them into attacking a token of lawfulness in places that suffer from endemic disorder. So Trump feels an urge to take the show on a national tour with the Windy City or perhaps Baltimore as the next stop. This is a bad idea. DC and LA present unique circumstances not replicated in other cities. Legally, DC is an uneasy question. Although Congress has granted it home rule, the federal government has plenary power over the district. The President of the United States has direct authority over the DC National Guard and can also take control of the city's police department. Constitutionally and legally, Trump is on solid ground. Since DC has a unique status and the feds have taken over the police department, there has been useful collaboration between the federal and local law enforcement officials. The early returns have been encouraging, with the city seeing a moderate dip in crime. None of this would apply to Chicago or Baltimore. The federal government has no special role in governing them, and politically hostile mayors would maintain full control of their police departments. The emphasis would surely be on resistance to unwelcome federal intrusions, rather than reluctant cooperation. Now, this was true in LA as well. The riots and obstruction of federal immigration enforcement there gave Trump the authority to federalize members of the California National Guard and protect federal assets. Unless similar unrest breaks out in Chicago or Baltimore, Trump is going to have to stretch for a legal justification for deploying the National Guard and risk a high-profile legal reverse. Regardless, the National Guard has limited utility as a police force. Its boots on the ground can create a sense of a safer environment and perhaps at the margins free up the local police resources for other duties. But what places like Chicago need is more intensive policing in high crime areas. National Guard members are not going to, nor should they, become de facto cops, making gang and drug arrests in the city's south and west sides. I mean, this guy gets it, right? I mean, these guys aren't law enforcement, right? They are to protect the United States. They are right. They are the National Guard, not some law enforcement body. The FBI and DEA, on the other hand, could actually help at the end of the day. There's no easy cure for the flagrant misgovernance of cities like Chicago. It is a long-term, deep-rooted ideological and political phenomenon that won't be easily reversed, whether the troops in camouflage show up or not. I mean, this was this seems like a pretty neutral take. I mean, I would think anybody would fucking understand that the National Guard isn't supposed to be a fucking law enforcement body. But anyways, there you have it. I will leave everything in the description below. Right, everything in right, all the sources and links, right, all in the description. So no worries there. There you have it. That's all the article.